Hey guys, big welcome back and welcome to one of our family holiday videos. This is going to be Tulum down in the Riviera Maya or Mayan Riviera, depending how you want to say it, in Mexico. And this footage has just been sitting on my computer for the better part of a year, and I thought, hey, you know what, let's upload it. First, I want to apologize for the video's shakiness. My nickname is Shaky Magoo, and this was filmed with a GoPro on a selfie stick and I did the best I could, but yeah, it didn't work out so well. And I've done like image stabilization in Power Director, but I'm not sure how well that will work. We'll see when the video is done. But I'd like to welcome you guys along. Come check out what we saw that day. We had a blast, and our guide, that little guy in yellow there, was really a cool guy, and we had a great time. We did this, a Unimog drive through the jungle, zip lining, and snorkeling through the caves, which Mexico is full of underground freshwater cave systems for miles and miles. They haven't even, I think, like 10%'s been explored or something they were saying. So very interesting and educational. And if you ever have the choice or chance to go out there, highly recommended. It's we're heading back in a week or week and a half or whatever. We won't go back to this place. We'll go to do some new stuff, and hopefully I'll be able to get some video of that too. This time I'll be bringing my DJI Osmo, so we'll have a bit smoother footage. And so if you enjoy this kind of stuff, be sure to check that out. I also do a lot of drone footage, like vlogs from the air type of thing, and so check out my channel for those. Speaking of vlogging from the air, this place, actually the hotel had told me I could bring my drone here, it would be no issue. My guide, he didn't see any issue with it, and then when we actually got there, he had asked at the front gate, and the person at the front gate didn't really have an issue with it. But then when we went inside, they said absolutely not, you need a permit, and so that's why I didn't get drone footage this day. I actually had my Phantom with me, and I had to leave it in a locker up at the gate. They locked it up in their safe or whatever, and so that was a little disappointing. And then my guide, it was kind of funny. He asked me afterwards what the range was when we were walking back. 'Cause he had to walk back like 2 kilometers to the bus. I said, oh, you could go up to 5 kilometers, and he's like, well, why don't you just fly it from over here off the property? And he says, then there's nothing they can do if which is kind of the same in Canada. There's not much anyone can do if you don't take off or land on their property, because you don't own the airspace above it. And anyway, he was saying it's basically the same there. There's nothing they could do about you flying it over the property. But I chose not to, which then looking back, I was kind of like, well, I should have, because our little tour bus, everyone in the tour bus wanted to see it. Everyone was really excited. And I felt really bad because we actually got held up at the gate for like 15 minutes when they were discussing whether we could do it or not, which held up the whole tour bus. But everybody understood. I kept saying, like, listen, it's not a big deal. We don't need to worry about it. But the driver was very persistent that he wanted me to be able to fly, because they said I could fly when I bought the tickets. Anyway, I don't want to take away from the beautiful nature you're looking at here. Well, nature and ruins. So Tulum is, I believe it's one of the newest ruins. Anyway, just from some reading I did online, it was pretty cool. I actually, up in the very beginning, when you walk in the gates or whatever, there by a gift shop, they've got this really cool scale model of how this place looked originally. And I'm not sure how many people it took to build it, but they say the population was estimated to only be about 1,000 to 1,400 or something. So not that many to say the scale of the place. This was the only ruins we went to see. I'll tell you a quick story. We got a few minutes to kill. At our when we landed at the airport, and I'm going to tell you, they warn you on the airplane not to buy into any of the sales tactics at the airport to go on these little adventures. Basically, they'll try to sell you one, and we flew in through Sunwing. I think it was Sunwing, may have been WestJet on this one. Anyways, when we get there, the at the airport, there's a guy in a uniform, and as we're, trying to find where we're going out or whatever, and he says Sunwing, and we're like, yep. And he says, all right, come this way, your bus is out the door. And he asks us how we're doing and all that. And then, so he's goes to check his list to see which little bus we're on to get to our resort. And basically, he just tells us, he says, listen, you don't have to, I'm not trying to pressure you or anything, but my friend runs this, and I tell you, I'm an employee of the airport, but I'll tell you that this is the best deal you're going to find. You're going to get, if you talk to these guys, and because the price is higher at your resort and all this. And so even though we were warned, we listened to the guy, and he says that he can let us go to Chichen Itza, which is the tallest one. It's like a big pyramid, and you can walk up it. And we were talking about my drone, and he said, oh, absolutely, you can fly your drone there. People do it all the time. And which I still don't know if you can or not, probably, but because I have seen footage of people that did. So anyway, so he sells us these tickets for 140 bucks a piece or whatever, and he shows that normally they'd be like 220 a piece. And he says, oh, even at your hotel, they might give them to you for 200 a piece. You know what I mean? If the person wants to take it out of their commission a bit. Um, but so he sells us these tickets, and he says the only thing is on the way, basically the bus is going to pick you up at your hotel, and they're going to stop along the way and at Hard Rock. He says you're not there very long at the Hard Rock resort, and they just want you to look at it, and then hoping next time you go on a vacation that you'll want to stay at Hard Rock instead of where you're going. And so he said that sounds fair enough. And then so a couple days later, whatever it is, we're at our resort, and maybe the next day, whatever, and we get talking. There's our Sunwing representative in the lobby. Every day they come sit in the lobby, and you can book excursions through them, and you get, I think it's a bit better deal because you're going through them as opposed to one of the other carriers of packages. So basically, she's trying to sell us a trip to Tulum, and we explained to her that we already got it. And she told us that, yeah, that Tulum is like 3.5 hours away or something from our hotel. And then with the Hard Rock, she says that it's a 2-hour thing, and she showed us actually in our own little pamphlet thing that they gave us. It is in the fine print. It was 90 to 120 minutes or something like that for the hotel thing, and it works out to 6 or 7 hours of driving. You're only there for like half an hour to an hour at the actual ruins. So anyway, at the airport, she told us if you go to the airport and you talk to the airport police, that they will get your money back. And we were like, like that's like 400 bucks or something, like, you know what I mean, between the three of us. And so we were kind of skeptical. Should we just go on it so at least we get to go, or try to return the tickets? But we decided to just to gamble it and take it and try to get our money back, which actually, I got to tell you, it went smooth. The police were right there, and we had to sign a declaration that the guy didn't explain how far the drive was. He didn't explain that it was 1 to 2 hours or an hour and a half to 2 hours at the place. He just said a quick stop. Anyway, we got our money back. That's the story for the adventure. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and hopefully you'll subscribe to see more. I've got tons of stuff on my channel. We'll see you guys next time.